So here's the deal.
I wanted to try and make my own challenge where I could be relatively unique, but it still be a pretty hard challenge overall. So, what I've come up with is a new challenge that I made called Home Cooked Meals for Guests. Now, the premise behind this is I can only use door encounter party members and only eat meals that I've prepared from home. So, any medical supplies is useless unless I want to sell it, of course. And I'd like to add more rules onto this challenge. So, I'm going to be playing on Cursed mode, Iron Man mode, and we are going to do like a little bit of an achievement run. So, no showers, no sleep, no video games, and just to add a little bit of spice, we will be doing the true ending.
The last thing, if you can cut me a bit of slack, because this is my very first recording. So hello, if you're seeing this, thank you for watching. And if you do actually enjoy watching this, please like and subscribe. You could be my first fans, please. And with all that said and done, I hope you do enjoy the video. Our story takes place with the main character waking up in their humble abode slash a crummy apartment building. And while walking around, I noticed our perverted neighbor is just kind of stalking us. And I tell them to go away because what if I woke up naked, huh? What would you do then? But anyway, they tell us their name is Sybil, and Sybil is how you're gonna save the game. But since we're doing Iron Man mode, we can't talk to Sybil anymore. So I tell them to go away, and I told them my name is Sam. Now leave. Anyway, before this challenge, I should have done more research on Iron Man mode, because if we can't talk to Sybil to save and we have to use an alternative way to save, then it's gonna bite me in the butt later, and you'll see. Anyway, not thinking about that right now, I loot my home, preparing to leave the outside and see what awaits us outside the door. And, I follow this little blood trail that leads to this apartment, and, I grabbed this baseball bat, not thinking too much of it. And I start searching the bathroom as well, picking up everything I want. And I see this weird looking fellow. He has a knife, yeah, right. And at this point, I realized I didn't have the bat equipped. So I was fighting a losing battle. And I kind of just want to let myself die here because of this grave mistake that I made. Like, this was such a detrimental mistake, it's not even funny. Like, please, just end the fight now. And he starts trying to aura farm on me. Like, look at this. What is he up to? What is this individual up to? Just please kill me. Like, and at this point, I don't know why I didn't just load out of the game and then just re-enter, because this was a kind of time-consuming thing. But anyway, that's our first death. And I return back, but first I want to search this other apartment and getting other things that I would need to win the fight. And in doing so, I pick up this really good weapon that's really good for him. But then I pick up these glasses that are pretty good accessories. But then they start trying to trap me in here, and I'm trying my best to run away because I don't think like winning this battle is an option, especially for me since I have no weapons equipped at the very moment. And so I equip my weapons and prepare for get back because I'm not letting this stuff slide. Plus, we need this to even get to the other floors of the apartment building. So I loot the entire room, and then I run it back. I literally run it back. So you guard on the first few turns, because any damage that he takes on the first few turns are gonna be like he's gonna get all his HP back as soon as he transforms with all the eyes on him. And so I'm just sitting here blocking, waiting him out a little bit. And because he's taking so long, I just want to like blabber on about, well, the political and economic state of the entire world right now. No, I'm playing. Yeah, what the hell? Anyway, getting onto the fight here. I do a wild swing, doing 95 damage, and then you want to guard because he's trying to counterattack whenever he has his eyes closed. And so I attack again, and I'm thinking, am I gonna be able to kill him before he kills me? Because I'm very low HP right now. But I do one more swing and I end his life, his miserable little life. And so I walk up to his body, take the kitchen knife that he was trying to use to stab me with, and I pick up the keys to unlock the other floors of the apartment building. And so I walk back to my apartment building in order to take a little bit of time to recuperate and make myself some food, because I'm a very low HP right now because of that encounter with the eyes guy. And I make me some pizza bites, very good, very nutritious actually, and I get some leftovers. But they asked me to cut my belly open, which I don't do because, well, why would I want to do so? You know what I mean? I'm not suicidal yet. And after recuperating a little bit, I walk out the apartment building and start heading towards the staircase on where I need to go. But they start getting me in this danger triangle formation, and they're trying to jump me. So I can't take that too lightly. I kill one, and I'm thinking, well, you know what? I'm gonna kill another. Since y'all want to jump me so bad, so I deal weakness. All right, and I'm waiting for my turn. I attacked the same dude twice. Boom, dead. And I run away. You know what? Because, bro, F his homeboys, bro. And, I walked down to the second floor of the apartment building. And because that's where we need to go. Then that's when I remember at the very bottom of the apartment building, there's a nice little weapon that we can use that has a one-shot move, but it's only an 11% chance. And, when you go under this staircase right here, this is where you can get a party member named Spider. But, since I can't even use that party member because he's not a door encounter, I just show you guys and then I leave. And so I go back to the second floor and I start raiding this person's house because, well, why the hell not? You know what I mean? And so, they have some very nice loot, some very nice weapons, and I raid their fridge because, well, we're gonna need a lot of food in order to actually like survive in this world. This apocalyptic like episode that we're in right now. And I talked to the person that I'm raiding, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, person, you look terrible. Well, not person anymore. Anyway, I walk over to pick up this key thinking nothing bad's gonna happen.
Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Okay, but anyway, I survived the encounter, obviously. They're thinking, I might be a speedster. I might be on the Speed Force a little bit. And I walked to the left where the monster started chasing me, but there was no one there, no danger. So I walked to this room and unlocked the door, and inside is this BBL dude over here. But anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that we just picked up a crossword puzzle. The crossword puzzle is going to be what makes us get through this challenge, or attempt to get through this challenge, I mean. And, like, I smooch the BBL. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, sorry. This is so stupid. All right, but anyway, I walked into this back room and I started looting the items. I'm like, yummy, 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 items. But I go back to my room, right? I'm thinking, let's go back to the third floor because now we got the crossword puzzle. And so I can actually start trying to pull in party members and make the game significantly easier. Because with Sam, don't get me wrong, Sam's not like that bad of a character, but it's just not, he's not that good either. So after I get done, cooking up and chefing it up over here, I pick up the sandwich and, I start munching down. And I go back to the stove and prepare me some instant noodles with absolutely nothing, just noodles, no seasoning packet, no nothing, because I'm on that straight grind. And so after I'm done munching down, I go to the crossword puzzle. Now, the crossword puzzle lets us skip through hours of the day, which makes people come to our apartment more frequently. So I go multiple hours just doing crossword puzzles. And our first encounter is this weird homeless Discord guy. You know what I mean? He's kind of suited up. He's got a briefcase, all this. And I look at his stock, and he's selling video games. And so I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Let me sell all my medicine, right? Because, I can't even use it. And so they're just free money. Look, more free money. And I sell all my soap, too, because I'm such I'm a stinky dude. I believe in natural musk because I am the alpha. I'm the leader. And, I start selling some of my weapons as well. Or, well, what it looks to be, yeah. I started selling some of my weapons, and I'm trying to get 120 so I can afford the highest video game in that store. And you must be wondering, why would I want to buy a video game? Well, if we buy this specific video game, he starts asking to trade because he didn't mean to put that up for sale. And, well, I can give it back to him for money. I don't want money. I want his katana. I want that sword because, well, it's a pretty good deal, not gonna lie. And so after I just absolutely scam this dude, right? I get the sword, I get the achievement, and it's a sheathed blade. So out of its sheath, that's when it becomes lethal. But as you can see, our stats pretty much jump up, like with this sword, and it has one move, unsheath attack. But that's just because it's inside the sheath itself. And so I go back out, and I'm going back to the second floor. But this dude wants to stand in my way again, so I just strike him down where he stands. And, going back to the second floor, yada, yada, yada. I make the decision that it's time we start progressing to the first floor. So we go through Lyle's bathroom. That's the name of the BBL. All right, so we're just gonna start calling BBL Lyle. And I'm absolutely looting this, but this monstrosity of a being just comes over and he's trying to take me down. And I'm a little punk, so I run away. And we just start going down the staircase, and I start talking to the weird pipe lady. And she's over here asking, "Oh, please, I would love to date someone." But because I pull no huzz, she's not trying to talk to me. She's trying to talk to someone on the ground floor of the apartment building. So I walk out of there and I'm not helping her. And I walk to this room with the giant eyeball, and it has a key in it. So easy dubs, easy dubs. And I'm walking around trying to find, well, how can I get to the ground floor? And obviously I know this answer. So, but first, we make a pit stop into this homeless man's humble abode and absolutely rob cheese from him, and a little bit of alcohol, because homeless people, but this is God's plan. You should not be drinking alcohol if you're homeless, right? You need to get that money up. You need to get that like funny up. You need to get everything up, bro. Trust me, if I was homeless, like I would be the most successful homeless person you would ever see in your entire life. But anyway, we go through this little crevice here, trying to get to trying to get to this apartment building where we have to find a rat child in order to sacrifice him to this hole in the wall so we can actually start progressing into the game. I know it sounds a bit weird, but look outside. It's a really cool game, all right? And I start looting this house that is infested with rats. And oh my god, I am about to get jumped by some weird looking rat dudes. But I'm thinking, well, I'm the go to this. I've been true to this. I've been the go to this. So I start trying to strike this dude down, and he almost kills me in the process. And I'm thinking, wait, should I low key go home? But I'm not a little punk. Well, I mean, I kind of just said I was a punk. All right, I'm a punk, but not to rats. All right, screw rats. And yeah, I don't care. I don't care who the person is. I'm a punk to them. But if they're a rat, I'm not no punk. And so I actually start, walking through, and yeah. Oh shoot, like, all right, that guy is the Rat King, and I swear to God, like he is the most obnoxious character I've encountered so far. Like I swear. And when I said I wasn't a punk, I lied. I am the biggest punk you will ever know. So I go back home and I'm trying to farm in party members. So I start doing the crossword puzzle, doing all this, yada yada yada. And I'm thinking, well, hold on, let me eat first, because what if someone comes to my door and they want to rough me up? What if the Rat King comes up here and he tries to rough me up? Like I'm scared of the Rat King so much because I don't know. Like he's this boss that you encounter so early on into the game, and he's just too good. He's just so strong, and I do not want to deal with him at this very moment. So I go back to the crossword puzzle and I play for 4 hours. Yeah, we are just grinding this out. And after that entire time, I finally no, like no, not even finally. I don't even have any door encounters. Where are my door encounters? And so this is the part of the challenge that I kind of hate, because it's RNG based on who even comes to the door. So we find this pizza guy, and I tell him to just please leave, because I can't even eat the pizza that he gives me because it's not food that I made by myself. But after I told him to leave, I walked into the apartment building that's infested with teeth people, which this has gotta be like, Lookoutside is a game where you can develop phobias, I swear to God, because I never knew I was scared of teeth and gums and all that until I came into this house right here. But it's a bit funny because like one of my favorite allies in this game is he comes from this apartment building. So I walked to this bathroom, right, and there's this little kid in here, aka the best character in the game, Joel. I don't care. All right, but he's a weird boy that has like teeth growing out of the side of his face. And so I throw this teddy bear at him, and he gets all kind with me. So I hug him, because he's the GOAT. He's the best character in the entire game. But unfortunately, in this run, we will not be interacting with him anymore. But he gives us this doorknob, which allows us to explore the rest of the house. And I pick up this tank top, the wife beater. Unfortunately, Sam pulls no huzz, so there's no wife to beat on. And I grab this rifle from the safe, and I start returning back to my house because I'm kind of scared. Now I'm a very fearful person on what's gonna happen to me like during this run. So I walk around for a little bit, just to recuperate, right? And I go back to the second floor, and I'm thinking like, huh, what can we do now? But then, like, I remember we can go to this shop and down to the second floor, but unfortunately, he hates broke people. So I just instantly walk out of the room because, well, I don't have my money up, bro. Like I just gotta keep it. I just gotta keep it real. Look at it. Like that is just so low right now. But trust me, and trust me, I will get that up as soon as possible. All right, these people aren't gonna know what hit them. But anyway, I go through this little crevice, right? Uh, and like inside, it's a little secret passage. Inside is this weird looking glory hole that has tons of like. This is like Bonnie Blue's dream, and for some reason, this dude speaks in Epstein files with these little black marks. All right, so he's a bit, I think he might have been on the island before the whole outbreak and all this, right? Like the visitor. All right, do I have to explain the lore of Look Outside? I probably should, huh? Yeah, if I do find a moment, I will. All right, but anyway, after talking to him, right? He he's a traitor, so he gave me like a rat belt. I go back into this apartment building where I have to get the rat baby, and I get trapped in here. Like this weird abomination, which I believe is the rat baby's parents. Like I pick him up. This disgusting little baby. Actually, he's kind of cute. I don't care. And then look, he starts following me outside, and so I pick him up. And he doesn't know what's gonna hit him. So I go through this little crevice again, and he doesn't know what's going on. Right? He thinks, oh my God, daddy, hey, daddy. No, not daddy. All right, feed me a child. Yeah, here you go, buddy. Okay, yeah, get little bro out of here. And so after this, he gives me the Earth discs, which basically act as keys. And with this quote unquote key, I'm able to go explore like more parts of the building. Like right here, I have to put the Earth disc in, and like it lets me go into here. And this big body weave, okay, and now coming from the side, and I'll go up and I pick up the Mars disc. What's it called? And I start moving around, right? I go in a full like circle, trying to get to this one room where the accessory is, this piece of jewelry. And basically what the piece of jewelry does, if I'm correct, it makes it to where you lose accuracy but gain hitbox rate, which in this kind of deal, no, it's not even good for Sam, because like any time that like he's smelly, stinky, hungry, like sleepy, like any of the case, right? He gets a debuff to his stats, and we already can't hit for anything. So anyway, just moving on here, I go down to the laundry room and start looting that, right? But then this giant worm thing pops out, and I'm thinking, yo, I wanna reset his position real quick. So I walk out and I walk back in trying to get this shirt, because like the clothes in here are low key not even that bad anyway. I pick up the herbicide, walk into the room, and I see the big boy Pepino. Unfortunately, in this challenge, though, I can only use door encounters, so I can't even talk to him. Or, well, I can talk to him, but there'd be no point, really. And I talk to this weird man in the stall, and he tells me, don't put my arm in any holes. Well, I mean, well, sorry. Anyway, I go upstairs, right? Heading back to my apartment complex, because just seeing Pepino made me want to get a new party member. So I head back to my apartment, right, to recuperate a little bit. And so after walking inside, I walk around and go do my crossword puzzle, hoping and praying that I get someone good. I open the door, and it's the goat. I mean, it is the goat theoretically, because he gives food. He's the goat, and I can, this challenge, I can only make meals from home. So he's been about that life, all right. So don't even play. But unfortunately, he does not like broke people. So I start selling all the items in my inventory, but I forget to buy something from him. So it doesn't even matter anyways. Anyway, right after this, I go into my kitchen, right, and I start debating between whether or not I want to make something, because I mean, same is low, but at the same time, I don't really plan on getting into any real danger. So I just head back to the ground floor, just to give me some gumballs, in hopes that I am able to buff myself at least a little bit, thanks to the special gumballs that the gumball machine kind of gives you. But unfortunately, I didn't get any. So I just go into this room to dodge the bus, because I don't want to risk dying to any BS. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I walk into this room and pick up the sun disk. And I mean, for some reason, I pick up the phone. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter anyways, because the phone, it's for a specific character, and we can't even like use that character. Then I go into this humble little abode type of shop, right? And I start raiding it, stealing everything in plain sight in front of all those people. But I don't really care, so I just leave and I'm heading down to the second floor, mainly because, right? I remember this character Gene or however Gene whatever however you pronounce their name. Now I normally don't kill them. I normally try to save them, but considering this challenge, I need everything I can get. So after I kill her, right, and I start raiding her house too. Everywhere is getting raided. No, do not leave anything of valuable in my sight, right? I will raid you. I will steal from you. So I head back to my apartment complex, right, into my apartment, and I'm debating, do I want to cook or do I want to get party members? And I decide I'm getting party members, right? Because that's what I need. I need it. And you have this absolute threat. But anyway, it's a Morty level threat, it seems. But, like I just get kind of bored. So I head down to my neighbor's house, right? My neighbor's apartment. And I start raiding them too. I will raid you. I will raid you. And after I turn off the lights, I want to search the house, right? What's it called? I want to actually start progressing into the story more, but I don't know like if this is really a good idea because I don't even know how far into the story I'm going to be able to get. But there's this cosmic level being that just stops me in my path. Now he looks cool. He looks cool, I will say, but I'm running from you. You will not catch me. I will say you will not catch me. Anyway, I point this telescope out the window and I turn this like disc into a negative disc, if that makes any sense. And with this negative disc, I'm able to project its image onto this photograph. And really, if you don't know anything about Lookoutside, that's kind of weird, like to think about. And I try and get past this weird, this flight reacts level threat, and he kills me. And then here we go again. Here we go again. We are just talking to Sybil. And oh my god, having to restart the challenge just keeps getting like old and old and old. And you know what? I'm thinking about it. I slit my stomach open because why not? Because why not? Yeah, this challenge is really taking a toll on me, guys. All right, anyway, I get back to Vincent, right? Trying to level myself up, and then after that, I start fighting this dude again, and my God, and here we are, just running from this dude. You're not scary anymore. You're literally not even scary anymore. And here's the most BS, right? What's it called? Yo, yo, I have never died to this thing in my entire life. And great, yep, I'm just dead. Anyway, here we are restarting the game again and again and again. Here, well, I just killed him, right? And we got the crossword puzzle again. And I'm farming this until I get a companion, please. And there goes the pizza guy. I just tell him to go away, right? And then here's this mother looking for her child. I'm like, hey, hello. Do you need anything? And, oh my God, yo! And I just immediately flee and close the door. And she tries to sweet talk me into opening the door again. I'm like, no, please leave, please. Anyway, here we go again. And wow, it's a surgeon. Unfortunately for me, surgeons don't like broke people. I'm telling you, they don't like broke people. One more time. And my God, it's Dan the man. Yeah, he is a door encounter. He is a door counter. Hopefully I don't mess this up. And I messed it up. I told him to, yeah, you can already see. Anyway, next door encounter, it's the goat, right? It's the man, but I just tell him to go, to go away. And yo, a priest, are you serious? Anyway, here you would not believe it, Sophie, oh my God! Thank God she came after the priest. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened between them. Anyway, thank God I get Sophie, right? And we go redo the photograph thing again. Right, because I'm feeling more confident in this run, mainly because I have a companion at pretty early stages of the game. And after doing that, right, I head down to the first floor and I start like kind of scavenging items, but then the Rat King comes out of nowhere trying to terrorize me. And no, I'm starting to get mad at myself. He says to kneel, and I'm too scared, and I accidentally press yes, and in doing so, I hurt my whole party. And so I run from him. What's it called? I start running from him, And yo, I hide in this dude's house. I have to. I literally have to. And there's the racking again. Yo, he smells me. He's again. He's again and again and again and again. Like, my God, bro. Like, he literally he has a tracker on me. Then I start dying to these stupid rats. I hate rats. I hate rats. And so I take a little break.
Go away. I'm sorry. Where's my go? Can't. I need heal, bro. This is gonna fucking. I'm dead. Stupid ass fucking squirrel, bro. I can target the Iron Man on Iron Fist. What is that?
No, the same fucking bomb, bro. Wait, what was he? Oh,
I was a boy.
alright.
Sorry for all my friends yapping throughout the entire gameplay, but whatever, dude. I just needed a break. Anyways, right. I go back to doing the crossword until I find another party member because I just need one. Please, please, Speed, I need this. And then it's just nothing. Then it's just nothing. Like, I don't know what I did to the Lookoutside gods in order to get this, right? And then you got a dude begging for help. I tell him to go away too. And then you have this person. They're not bad, right? They sell food. They sell food. But I mean, my goat already does that, so there's not even really a purpose. And then you got this absolute beefcake. I wish I could recruit to my party, but I just can't. You know, I buy a rapier off him anyways. Anyway, and after this, it's just the Katana Man, the video games guy. And I can't even do the strat from earlier. There's this weird bug creature asking for junk. The priest again. My God. And then the absolute beautiful person that is Helen. My God, the Michael Myers of the verse, the Jason Voorhees of the verse. Like, she is absolutely the GOAT. She's the best party member we could have gotten from that. I swear to God. And look, it's the Rat King. And so I pull a Sea King Retsu from Baki on his and then look, I found this kind of funny. He's just running into the wall. But anyways, right. I continue exploring, right. And I go into this painter's room. I kind of rob him, you know, because why not? I do partake in a little bit of his quest, though. Like, I will say, just because he does give, like, some free items. So I kill with this one painting of him, right? Because it's mad ugly. After that, I kill. I'm getting ready to kill this other painting of him too, like, cause it's mad ugly. I'm telling you, it's mad ugly. Like, I don't know what's with these ugly paintings. Or how can you paint yourself this horribly? And I come back home to see BBL Lyle in my house. I have to tell him to go, bro. What's it called? I cannot let like Shardy find out about my sneaky link, bro. I'm telling you. So I tell BBL Lyle to leave, right? He respects my wishes, hopefully, right? And he will never pop up here again. I go back down to the ground floor, and it seems my landlord's having PTSD of the military, so I don't know how my landlord, right? My landlord is just, yo, he's so, look, he's the GOAT. He was the GOAT of this fight, I swear to God. And obviously Helen too, because Sam isn't doing anything. Sam's not even a bad character. He just can't do anything in this type of run because he keeps getting nerfed from, like, just the living conditions that he's in, right? And, you know, after like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we finally get to talk to our landlord, right? Mr. Henderson. Yay. Anyway, right, he tells us to go fetch him some medicine from the bathroom. So I go do that like a good little boy that I am, right? I mean, I rob him as well, though, too. So, I mean, that can't really, like, count, right? And look at this, right? Oh, free money, free money. Like, what's it called? You get happy with this type of free money laying around. And then I go into his room and I start stealing everything. My God, I am like a thief in the night. I'm telling you, like, literally everything, everything in sight, it's getting stolen, right? I walk back out and this dude is just camping in the doorway, begging for money. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? Sure, bro. You can have that money. And after that, I just walk out and go home. I just needed to. And because I'm trying to get another party member, and it's Sophie again. It's just, you can't make this up. I'm getting really lucky, even though Zarya and Monty are, you know, the ones that I mainly want. I go to Mud Shop and I decide to like browse his items a little bit, and I'm like debating between whether or not I want the training belt, which if you don't know, it doubles your maximum HP, and in return, like halves your stamina. But I'm thinking, you know what? I might as well try and get this later. Right now, I mean, it would be perfect on Helen. Which I'm like curious why I didn't buy that right now. But then I start going on a murderous spree. I don't care. Everyone's made me so mad. So after that, I decided to go on a little hunt for this flight reacts looking monkey for my ultimate get back. Dead, dead, dead. Like my god, he did not deserve to live. And after that, I returned to the painter's apartment, right? And I decided to start finishing off some of these paintings. And so, right, I mean, there's not really a purpose of me doing this. I mean, for right now, anyway. After that, I kill that one. I start killing this absolute analog horror of a painting, and it's not too hard, especially since we got Helen and Sophie on the team. That's kind of like a free layup for a win. Well, in these early stages of a game, and I meet Godfred. Now, this dude looks like an absolute menace, but I just kind of point out that he sucks and he's just a painting, and he starts getting all philosophical on me, right? But after that, I decide to kill him anyways, right? He doesn't deserve to live, and especially since he killed Sophie, like my god, like he just did not deserve to live. But we ran into the biggest problem of the run. We finished the crossword puzzle, which means we can't pass any more time. So we just this was something I wasn't planning to happen, and I this is technically where we failed to run here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We have to sleep in order to save the game. See, this is why I should have done more research on Iron Man mode, because I didn't know like this is how Iron Man mode even worked in the first place. Like, I knew we didn't talk to Sybil to save, but at the same time, I didn't know we had to sleep to save. But I just wanted to continue a little bit. I changed the rules so I can sleep to save. But if I have no more saves, I just lose. And and here I come running into the Rat King. My God, look, I just have to be the biggest sellout of Lookoutside history, because in a panic I click yes, I kneel again, which he does so much damage to my entire party, and Helen's almost dead, so I run, and this dude cut me off. Look, he goes, yo, like, bro, he is playing what amazing he's playing D1 defense. But anyway, in a fear and panic, I head back to the 3rd floor and enter this weird home full of taxidermy, right? So, I mean, I don't know what kind of neighbors I had, but they were some real weirdos even before this visitor came to Earth, right? And started transforming people into these monsters. Like, because Jesus Christ, this cannot even be real, man. Like, taxidermy? They're like, who decides they want to work at doing taxidermy? But anyway, I leave the apartment, right, and I start going to do the Mr. Henderson thing all over again, and we're in this absolute war zone, and I'm not really too sure how I want to complete the objective here, because the objective is to get the basement key, and in order to get the basement key, we need to first get a lot of money in order to even like have access to the area where it is. But I mean, hey, we got it. And then I encounter this weird area where it's like very ominous. Like, listen. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, I pick up this game cartridge and I realize I can blow up the wall. Blow up the wall here. And so I do it, and I've never done this before, and I have 40 hours on this game. And this weird shadow deity starts coming towards me. Like, look at this. And you know what? Like, he scares me off. I'll admit I'm a bit of a punk, right? So instead, I go blow up this other wall, and I pick up like an assault rifle, right? A good rifle, like a war rifle. And this guy plays insane level defense too. Like, look, he's gunning down my whole team, and I'm trying to run away. And when I do, like, look, he just cut me off again, and he kills my party. I guess he's just the goat of this. And so, you know what? I come back, I get on my main file. That's right, I get on my main file, and to show that I mean business. So I go back to this place, and show this weird little shadow demon that he's not like that. He's not LeBron of this. So after that, right, I returned back to my normal file, you know, because I saved. You know, I had to sleep to save, and I die to the same, like almost the same people. But anyway, I have back to the taxidermy place because there's really good armor sets there, and you know, I encountered that weird dude, right? Anyway, I have to turn in for the night, and without the crossword puzzle, I can't skip the time. So this is unfortunately the end of the run. I didn't want it to end this way, but yeah. As my last, well, as my for my last time being on this run, right? I wanted to end it. But I know you noticed that someone did pop up at my door, and let's see who it is.
You gotta be fucking. You gotta be fucking